Welcome to DCL Radio. You are listening to DCL TalkShow. Especially today, we are very short-handed because of some weather issues. A lot of our analysts they lost power and they could not join the show. So today's show is going to be just me and Dinesh. And I must say thank you to Dinesh for helping me out. Uh, Especially with a short notice, we have to change our program style, model, everything. Okay. So welcome to the show, Dinesh.
Thank you, Jagan bro. Hello to all the listeners who was listening. This, as usual, I should say, it is becoming a common fact in and around Michigan, Metro Detroit, I should say. Yeah, there's a little bit of rain. There's a lot of power outages, and the time it's taking to fix these outages are unbelievable. Uh,
Unbelievably high, yeah.
yeah. So who is listening? Welcome to the show. People for not listening, uh, I'm sure you guys will listen to the recorded version. Looking forward to a good show. We'll try to do our best and cover as much as possible today.
Yeah. So, so today, because we are short-handed, we are going in a reverse way. First, we do predictions. Okay. So we will try to give as much information as possible in the predictions, and then we are going to cover only three games that are which we felt are you know what do you buzz games. Okay. Basically, last week we so there are two games that are very good. I mean, very key for these teams. From Pool A, Indus Thunders versus KRCC is marquee game because that determines who is going to be number one in their pool, and especially when these two are champions in previous years.
Mhm.
So everybody was looking forward to this game. So that is one game we are going to discuss, and then there's another games. The Detroit Titans still unbeaten till last week. They played against GLCC, and finally the unbeaten season is over. Okay, that's another game we are going to talk. And there's in the pool A itself, there's Hawks versus MCC Miles. All our analysts predicted that MCC Miles is going to take this game very easily, and but I'm the only one who said it is going to be a tie.
Yeah. Right.
apparently apparently it ended up being huge one side victory for Hawks. And
Yeah.
some I mean so when we are discussing it, I'll give my inputs on why what is I mean the weak points of MCC Miles is what I looked at. So we'll I'll say just one sentence there when Dinesh is walking over these games. Okay, and Dinesh, let's quickly get into our predictions.
Prediction.
So it's going to be a very quick one, but the first game of the night is Thunderbolts versus Fighters. Okay, and before even we go into predictions, I just want to tell you that from the top five from Pool A. If you look at top five from Pool A,
Uh-huh.
the Red Devils is at number 5 with 32 points, and Fighters at 24 at number 6 position.
Yeah.
And following that one, Tri-Hawks is just 3 points below than Fighters, which has
Yeah.
21 points. But the
Uh-huh.
difference between these three is Red Devils has 3 games, and Fighters has 4 games. Tri-Hawks has 5 games. So any of these can go up and say. I mean, I have to add Canton Hurricanes also here. Oh my God. Indus Thunders with 34 points, KRCC 34 points, MCC Miles 33 points,
33.
Canton Hurricanes 32 points, Red Devils 32,
Yeah.
Fighters 24, Troy Hawks 21. It's a dog fight there.
Yeah.
So, so this game is going to be very, very important for Fighters, if
Yes.
not for Thunderbolts. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you say?
I mean, obviously, I'm not playing the game for some personal reasons. I'm not able to play this weekend any cricket. Let me put it on the records, okay? Not just Thunderbolts. I'm not able to play any cricket this weekend. So I'm
Mhm.
not playing the game. So the biggest motivation for, for a team like Thunderbolts, like we've done well and the season has been not gone according to plan, but there have been a few highlights and stuff. So the motivation would be, obviously we are not playing for that, but at least give it a tough fight. Or like Rahul Dravid back in his IPL playing days said, when RCB were out, that spoil somebody's party, right? So taking
Hmm.
Rahul Dravid's words, spoil somebody's party, why not? It is absolutely Thunderbolts is absolutely a capable team, especially from a bowling front, can challenge any team in the table, and we'll see how it goes. And on the given day, pitch conditions and a lot of different factors, we'll see how Thunderbolts can cope up with this and give fighters a fight.
Fighters a fight. Okay, Thunderbolts have capability, especially with with the kind of form Dinesh Bhaskaran is.
Deepak
Deepak
Bhaskar.
Bhaskaran, sorry,
Mhm.
Deepak Bhaskaran is in.
Mhm.
I'm expecting a good fight.
Yeah.
If not, see, so at this time I'm not predicting Thunderbolts to win
Okay.
uh, because I'm sure fighters will come uh, with full squad to beat Thunderbolts. At the same time, I have a fear that because of this, um, both the teams, some of the players are playing in this Punjab cricket, right? Punjab Mela.
Yeah. Punjab Mela. Yeah.
So luckily, this is the first game, so they should be able to play well. But uh, I'm I'm little concerned about fighters here more than Thunderbolts. Okay, if
Okay.
fighters lose here,
Yeah.
uh, and I'm sure it will become a very tough fight for them to
Yeah.
maintain their spot within the group, because
Yeah.
especially with very close numbers there, starting from 34 to 27 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
and the
that's
next,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So fighters,
please
as
go
you
ahead.
said, yeah, 24, right? So they're 24, and this game becomes crucial. So 4 or 5 points, and even that's the kind of thing. Is like Thunderbolts, they have a lot to play for at a minimum, at least to begin with the bonus point, and then whatever they can. Thunderbolts, it's been like Deepak, then the new at Tayab, and again Captain Vinod is the key in terms of the rankings for them. Then Mithilesh at 4. For fighters, it's like Mahesh Babu. He's like carrying the team on his shoulders, right? Being captain and doing that. Mahesh Babu, Mahender, Venkat Padnala, and Siddharth are the top
I
four.
never, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So we'll see. Yep.
See, especially this game is
Uh-huh.
a must win for fighters owing to the following game of another spot and full year. Troy Hawks versus Royal Home Cards.
Yeah.
Okay, two brothers are going to fight it out, but
Yeah.
Troy Hawks has more advantage than Royal Home Cards. So I'm sure Troy Hawks are going to take this one very easily,
Yeah.
and a solid 5 points there. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So same thing. Remaining games for fighters is Royal Honkars after Thunderbolts, and then they're playing Troy Hawks, and then they're playing Red Rebels. So,
mm.
so between that, you know what I mean. So fighters have it lined up like crazy. So Thunderbolts and Royal Honkars is where they have to get the 10 out. And go from there. So the other two, even if they can pull one out, so we can assume that they might get 15, and we'll have to see how all of that goes. With KRCC and MCC Miles just having only 2 games remaining, so I think if fighters win, both KRCC and MCC Miles are going to have it tough for their last 2 games. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it looks crazy at this time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
week after week, Pool A is going to be very, very interesting pool
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
compared
No,
to other
yeah.
pools.
No, from the
Yeah,
beginning, I've been mentioning Pool A is the toughest pool, but obviously Pool B has played its own part in there. But we'll have to wait and watch. Yep.
yeah. So at least if you look at Pool B,
Uh-huh.
there are 7, 8 teams. They still have a chance. Okay.
Yeah.
See, if you look at 7, 8, 9 in Pool B,
Yeah.
all have 16 points with
Yeah.
4 games, minimum 4 games left,
Yeah.
and Gujarat Lions is at 29.
Yeah.
But there's a huge difference. But Gujarat Lions, Legends, Pokeries, Hitmen.
Yeah.
Stars, all these have same points, more or
Yeah.
less.
More
One
or
or
less.
one,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
34, 33, 33, 32, 29.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's again, you know, how uh, uh, what are the teams they are going to play next is what determines whether they are going to be in top five or not. So,
Yeah.
and this is also going to be very challenging when it comes to 16th team. Okay, any of these teams can get into that 16th competition.
Yeah. Right. That's
Mm,
true.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
So
Okay.
okay, so Troy Hawks 5 points. That's what I'm guessing there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the next one is Canton Hurricanes versus Red Devils. Okay, as you said, it's good. It's again an important game for both the teams, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah,
Canton Hurricanes.
they both have 32 points.
Yes, both do have 32 points.
S-
So yeah.
So
No.
here,
Yeah. 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 32. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
both
Correct.
have 32 points. Both see the what happens. The outcome from this game is, I if the game is not a tie, okay,
Uh-huh.
one will have definite advantage over the other in terms of head to head. So that way it is very important game for them.
Right. Right. Yeah. If it were to be on the same points and all of that, at the end, it might be the determining factor. Yeah.
So your thoughts on this one, this game, who's going
Uh,
to win?
oh boy. Tough one for me. I think usually I would have called, I think directly I would have called Red Devils for this one, right? But basically, with what's happened in the recent past, obviously Red Devils came back strong in the last game. Leaving that alone, purely on current form in the season, like what Hawks were doing last year, I'm going with Canton Hurricanes for this game, and obviously trying to support, the lesser, the so-called lesser ranked team. On paper, I'm just going with Canton Hurricanes.
Okay, there is people are saying our voice is a little low.
Okay, my voice definitely low, better, I guess.
My voice is I'm using the same thing, nothing changed. uh,
Just speak up. I don't know.
it is I kept very close to my
Oh, this is better.
uh,
Yeah, this is better. Yeah,
I increased the volume, everything. So
this is better. Yeah,
Chetan or Krishna, can you guys tell me if you guys can hear me better? Okay, I will wait. I'll wait for the response. Okay.
no problem.
Um,
No,
so
even I'm able to hear you better now after whatever you did. I think speaking up or pull the mic up a little bit. I had my mic turned down. I mean, literally tucked under my chin just to keep it a little low, but I had to pull my mic up. I think I'm better now too. So
give me 1 second. I'm also looking at the server to see how the volume is there.
yeah. Or on the
So how is it now?
oh, for me, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. I feel it's touch louder than what we started with. At least how I'm hearing you in my
Better, but little more. Okay, I used to hear from far. Awesome. Okay, I have to be so close to the phone to hear you guys. Now he says it's very good. Okay,
okay,
so it's at the server end, so I
okay.
I manage it to uh, increase the sound there. Thank you, Krishna, and thank you, Chetan, for quick advice. Okay. So where were we? Canton Hurricanes versus Red Devils. Please, sorry.
Yeah, Canton Hurricanes versus Red Devils. That's what I said. Is like Obviously on paper, Canton Hurricanes versus Red Devils. For me, I'm going with Canton Hurricanes. It's more like gut feeling, and I want Canton Hurricanes to win because of the incredible season they're having. Right, when people started off, we did not. Red Devils was Canton Hurricanes. I think we'd always give it to Red Devils, but currently, based on form, I'm just going with Canton Hurricanes and Red Devils. Even though they won the last game, uh, I think just on consistency basis and just to keep up the good work Canton Hurricanes have done, others and company, just going with Canton Hurricanes.
Canton Hurricanes. Okay, good.
How
The
about
next one is Hawk. Yeah,
okay? How about you? You're not picking any?
I'll see. I still believe Red Devils have
Okay.
in them, and the only issue with Red Devils is they are playing everywhere. Okay, if you are
Yeah.
playing everywhere, the chances of fatigue, you know,
True.
anything you overdo,
Yeah.
you tend to make mistakes. So that is the only issue I see with Red Devils.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
not I think nowadays a lot of people are playing in every possible league, but
True.
you know again it depends on it depends on how intense you are playing there. You
Yeah.
see you formed as a team star-studded team,
Yeah.
and you are going there and competing means you are going there to win. Okay, so when you're going there to win, obviously, you know if you're playing more, um, your thinking ability goes down.
Yeah.
It
True.
is that's why, or sometimes you take it easy. Those
True.
are all
True.
the things will happen. These are all out of fatigue. It's not like not skill driven, out of fatigue.
True.
Okay.
True. True.
Okay.
And
So, but
the
I still think Red Devils will win this one.
win.
But
Okay, good.
yeah,
1-1.
uh,
So
yeah.
Red
Uh,
Devils, Swarna Rahul is back. So I did see him in person elsewhere last Saturday. So he is back. So it's good. Right
Last week
after
he played, right?
yeah,
Last
he
week he
played.
played. He
He
played awesome.
played. He played, and they won. And I met him and another teammate as well. They were pretty upbeat after that game, after winning, after a couple of weeks. And Swarna Rahul is back as well, so that's a good addition to Red Devils.
But then never underestimate the captain of Canton Hurricanes, the cool,
Oh yeah, exactly.
silent killer at this time.
Yeah, they are
Uh,
silent killers, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It should have been Canton Scorpions. It would have been better name for that. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the next game is Hawks versus Phantoms. Okay, Hawks versus Phantoms. I'm thinking Hawks will take it easily, unless
Y-
Phantoms play like Hawks last week.
Yeah, true, true, true. That's exactly what we hope for. Like any team for that matter, from there, we'll just hope Phantoms can do something. But Hawks for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, at least otherwise I have to say this game is going to be a tie. Then obviously the weaker side are going to dominate.
Yeah, sure. I mean, let me just pull out what is scheduled for Hawks going forward, right? They have Phantoms, Rising Stars, Thunderbolts, and Troy Hawks. So that's what is lined up for Hawks, right? So, I
What are the
mean,
chances for them?
I'm assuming, let's say the best way is like they might win 3 out of those 4 games. 3 out of 4 games for Hawks will give them, assuming 15 points. I don't know. Is that good enough?
Yeah, it's tough. It's not
Yeah, yeah,
that great, especially
yeah.
with the kind of you know
Form
packed
them.
teams, packed points they have. 34,
Yeah,
34, 34, 33, 32, 32.
yeah. See, even if they were to win everything, I think they will end up pretty close to the sixth position, is what it is. They have everything to play for. Why not, right? So they have
Oh
four
yeah.
games.
See, if they come
Uh-huh.
to sixth place and make it to the playoffs, they
Yeah.
can upset somebody. Like last year they did it to GLCC, the number one team. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they
no
are capable.
doubts. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that would be it's like 4 perfect games, 20 points, then it would be like what, 37, right? So if it is 20 points, they'd end up with 37 points, and they would more or less be in the fifth or sixth spot, is what we assume. Or by then, it would be well gone if the top six, or even at that point, top seven, were to win a few games. So it looks highly unlikely for Hawks, but you never know. Yeah,
Okay, the next game is Indus Thunders versus MI Rangers. So Thunders. So
yeah.
it's I can give one statement even before we go to that game, Indus Thunders versus KRCC. The most dangerous thing that is happening right now in our league is Thunders are peaking at the right time.
Oh yeah,
Thunders are peaking. Indus Thunders are peaking at the right time. And when we analyze Indus Thunders and KRCC, I'm going to talk a little bit about two players. Okay. Uh, s- um, and so those are the guys they are going to win it all. If Indus Thunders have to win uh, to its entirety, and when I say to its
yeah, yeah.
entirety,
Hmm.
uh, to get to the cup,
Yeah,
okay, those two have to perform well. And till last week, when I looked at those two guys, they were little on the offside. They are not in the greatest knocks or greatest bowling
uh-huh.
side. Both are all rounders.
Yeah, yeah,
But if you look at the last game,
yeah,
and it's completely a complete turnover, and
yeah,
it's going to be a great news. I mean, if these two guys consistently perform in the next few weeks, if
yeah,
these two guys perform consistently next 2 weeks, I see Indus Thunders in the finals.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
let's do that one. So Indus Thunders versus MI Rangers, with the way MI Rangers are playing in this year, it's a easy one for Indus Thunders. What do you say?
No, absolutely. I put the statement the other way around and not take anything away from MCC Miles for what they've done so far, and put it the other way around and say for how Indus Thunders have been doing, right? So I think that where we have to give it to Indus Thunders. Purely, I'm looking at the rankings. It's just Manoj Singh was doing so well right at the beginning of the season. He was literally carrying the entire team on his shoulders, right? Both batting, bowling, and then after that it's Jalaj, and then Chetan has chipped in. Then you don't have to talk about number 4 Panditi, then Madhusudana, then Vijay Varma is there. So all of that is like that top 4, 6 is like, if you look at the number of points each of one has got, other than Manoj Singh, the rest of them it's like fairly cluttered. So it is a good top 5, 6 performing for Indus Thunder. So it's got to be Indus Thunder, I think. We'll see.
Okay. The next one is Stars versus Cheetahs. I mean, Stars should take it very easily,
Yeah,
and no point in wasting our time here
yeah,
discussing much about this game.
yeah.
Okay. The next one is Strikers versus SSK. So there's no difference between these two teams, in my opinion. Okay. Strikers nowadays they're talking than playing. Okay. SSK usually, very sporadic. Sometimes,
Yeah,
they play like, they're best in the world, and sometimes like the worst in the world.
yeah,
And
yeah.
for both the teams, I feel like captain is the problem. They don't
Yeah.
know how to marshal their own teams.
True. I mean, okay, yeah, that front, yeah, I will say okay. It is getting to that point where yeah, it is going to get down to that. It's like who captains the side better will win the thing. And I'm looking at SSK from over the years, right? Probably for me, honestly, SSK Dynamites and Thunderbolts, Local Boys, Motor City. So these are the teams which I've familiarly known from the beginning and have watched, right? So to I mean, Local Boys and SSK more or less are cluttered at the same spot, So SSK, I don't know. Hopefully, they can pull something out against Strikers. But for me, I have a feeling that Strikers might take this one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Strikers, l- they look much better than SSK on the paper, but both have same
Issues.
number of points,
Yeah,
16-16.
16.
If
Yeah,
SSK can win it here, it's like breaking the backbone of strikers. That's all. It becomes a good pride for SSK team.
oh yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
SSK have strikers now, cover drive, glads, and legends. So SSK have their task cut out, and we'll see what strikers as well is like. It's going to be a tough schedule, is what I'm assuming. Strikers have five more. They have SSK, legends, cheetahs, cover drive, and Agni. So strikers have it slightly better.
Slightly better. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
from here strikers can win everything.
yeah.
Okay.
That Legends is going to be the only challenge for strikers. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have to literally play out of their skin to get anywhere close. So even if they were to get like 20 points, we can assume that they will have like what 36. That might push them somewhere at least to that 5 or 6 and give them an outside chance. So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the simple mantra for striker should be talk less, play more. That's all.
for a, yeah, for both teams there. Yeah.
For a change, just you know shut your mouths, just play the game, and you guys are going to win. Okay.
Hopefully there's a live relay. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah. Okay. And the next game is Cover Drive Cricket Club versus Pokeries. Pokeries are going to take this one very easily.
Yep.
So the next game is FCC Agni versus Motor City. Okay, what do you say?
FCC Agni versus Motor City. I mean, Motor City are slightly upbeat after that local boys victory. I don't know, and FCC Agni as well. Just tough to pick where they're going from, but purely based off of what's happened on the table standings, I'm going with FCC Agni.
FCC Agni. Yeah. So because they are not even Motor Cities are not even top 10. So
Yeah, so they're 12.
yeah.
So the bottom two. Yeah, the bottom two and Agni are sitting at 8. So just have to give to Agni. Same thing for Agni as well. Is like Agni strikers, SSK, all three sitting at on 16 points. So we'll have to see how it goes for Agni.
Okay, next game is Gladiators versus SLCC Legends. It's a testing, very good test for a Legends. To see their metal.
Yeah,
Whether they belong here or not. They have been consistently playing well for the past couple of 2-3 years, more than 2-3 years. But you know, I haven't seen much improvement in them in terms of winning percentage, or at least the confidence levels, all that stuff. When I look at them,
yeah.
and Gladiators should take this one easily, is what I'm guessing, unless something goes really wrong for Gladiators. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I am thinking Glads have just upped their game a little bit, purely based off of the last two games and how their batting has come together. Finally, Glads are playing like how they should be playing, right? So that's what is giving them the edge, versus this bowling, and especially Hardeep Singh seems to be have picked up form at the right time for Glads. So we'll see. I'm giving it to Glads for this one, purely based on Glads batting.
Yeah, I agree. The next one is Stingers versus Dark Horses. Stingers should take this one, is what I'm guessing. Last week
Yeah.
with whom they played?
Uh,
Stingers. Give me one
Stingers,
second.
yeah, they played with Spartans.
Spartans, and I thought Spartans will win that, but apparently Stingers
Yeah,
ended up winning that one. Yeah,
yeah,
so they are in good form then.
yeah. They are. They've been consistently coming through. Yeah,
And so I've seen a post in our Facebook page.
yeah.
Okay, Alagu's name is totally different there. Okay, some some English name. I mean, I asked him which team you play for.
Oh, he's the G. Okay, that G. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
G.
yeah. Okay,
Right?
yeah, okay.
So
Got
he sent a message saying that's me, G.
Alagu. It's like, yeah, he's got yeah, Sundar ka naam hai. Why don't
Hmm.
you want to go with that name? Anyways, fun stuff. Okay, that's Alagu.
Okay.
Okay, good,
Hmm.
good. So Stingers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stingers for you. And the next one is United Raptors versus Sterling Strikers. And both the teams are not playing to the expectations of the league.
Yeah.
Okay, uh, but somehow Raptors are a little better than strikers this year, stealing strikers this year. So uh, Raptors should take this game um in a tight
Yeah.
fight. Can I say
Yeah.
tight fight?
I
Mm.
mean, yeah, I think Raptors should take it, but would it be a tight fight? Depends on all what Sterling strikers bring to the table, right? So for the
Mm.
game, that's the big thing. It's like there's just been if the big superstars show up, they win. If not, they don't. Is where it is. It don't is like it's going to be a terrible matchup at the end. But Raptors have been little. I mean, there are multiple things going on. I think within the team, they people have looks like people have chosen, some personal commitments over cricket, and that's what's going on with the Raptors. It looks like, but anyways, it's all good luck with those individuals, and we'll hope that Raptors can, pull up at the right time and give it a good fight. But giving it to Raptors for sure.
Raptors. Okay. The next one is Detroit Bulls versus SLCC Guardians. Bulls will take it, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, Bulls should take it purely based on form, but have a big bunch of known people playing on both sides, so it's tough for me to pick a team.
Okay,
But
you can
going,
exclude yourself, but you know,
but Bulls,
it's
but Bulls,
but Bulls,
but Bulls. Yeah, yeah,
but Bull.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and the next game is Detroit Titans versus Marvels. Titans last game probably they're definitely very disappointed, and they're going to take it on. Their disappointment, relief point is Marvels, is what I'm thinking. Titans all the way. Any
Yeah, no, I mean Titans all the way, and I might have heard something going on within Titans. I think in regards to what's going on with next season, that was like sporadically I heard something, so we don't know what's going on, but it's still got to be Titans all the way.
so, so what's going on next? What is going to happen next year?
So there might be some personnel changes in Titans, is what I heard, but I don't know.
So and personal changes again. Two Titans are going to split.
Maybe I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know if they're not going to split, but I think one of the big names might be missing is what I heard. But again, that's just what I heard, so we'll leave it at that, right?
okay.
it's like it's
So,
like one of
so
those.
let's leave it for assumptions,
Yeah.
speculations.
Speculation.
Okay.
It is that name starting with the first letter and ending with the last letter, whatever. So we'll leave it at that.
Okay. Okay. The next game and last game for to predict is Dharia versus FCC, and both teams are really hurt bad last week,
Yeah.
and both are going to play hard, is what I'm guessing. But FCC has an edge, is what I'm predicting. What you say?
No, I think they have deep pockets, is what FCC, right? Purely from talent point of view, it's like they've performed, and FCC is playing multiple leagues with pretty consistent runs all over. It's just not T-ball, they're like other hardball leagues, like leatherball leagues as well. So I think it's just a matter of them. Picking the right personnel for the day and see how things go. But picking FCC. Yep.
So I'm a bit disappointed with FCC.
True.
There
True.
are two
True.
reasons. I'm not just looking at DCL. I looked at T90. Okay,
Hmm.
T90 also I'm a bit disappointed there. But of course they came back very well, but little late
Yep.
in T90.
Yeah.
So
So that's the same things like FCC and Red Devils are right. They are the next level of superstar teams, right? They want to be the next GLCC or the Indus Thunders, right? So that's where they're trying to get, but it's always going to get to a point where uh, how many of them put their hands up, and within the team is like who becomes the next superstar, right? So it's a set of superstars who are performing all over, but the next set of people, the younger people coming up, so they're doing it pretty well. I've seen their rotation, batting order and bowling order on field. having umpired a game and all of different things, played against them a bunch. So they are in the right direction. It will eventually click FCC. If not this year, I think eventually next year they should have it rounded. So we'll see.
See, this this is just my observations. If you look at Pokeries have one of the best teams, and I thought they have very good chemistry.
Hmm.
But apparently, my observation about Pokeries team is a lot of those team members, those players, they are walking into the game to prove it to their own team, not to the
Unfortunately.
other team.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
right.
you
Right.
know what? It's
Yeah.
when you are proving to your own team, when you have to prove to your own team,
Uh-huh.
you won't see. You are always under pressure. Okay, if I
True,
have to.
true, true. Um,
Okay,
so, so
that.
I'll tell you this, right? So I've always seen myself as the so-called underrated teams representative, right? So for how long I've played DCL and versus the rest of the teams, right? So I always have seen a representation of the lower level, the lower seeded teams, right, in the table. So pretty much this is very prevalent in the lower table teams in T-ball, especially where everybody wants to play, but at the same time the team is trying to get to the next level, and the captains are trying multiple different things, and they have a lot on their plate, right? So it is only the regular 3-4 people performing day in day out. It looks like the team is only for those 3-4 people. So this is what I've seen in the teams, the lower ranked teams. But to see these higher ranked teams having such issues as well is where it is very disheartening for us, because these teams are looking at the higher ranked teams who are well oiled over the years. So to see certain things happening there is very disheartening, because at that point your aim is to win it all, right? So there,
Mhm.
why these sorts of things come in is like, and the kind of cricket every individual is able to play, and the attitude which comes out of these individuals, not just pokeries, right? So it's all those top ranked teams is what I'm seeing, having played against. And then it's very disheartening. It's like it's got to be your attitude, how a cricketer, you've got to be humble as you play better cricket, is what we all want to see. But sometimes, I don't know, there's always this personal ego which comes in, I suppose.
Yeah, let's leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay. I said in the beginning of the show,
Okay.
which I consider as the buzz games.
Okay.
See, there are two games from Pool A. One is Indus Thunders and KRCC. Indus Thunders versus KRCC and Hawks versus MCC Miles. These are the two games that
Okay.
we are going to pick from Pool A. And we have one more game from Pool C, which is Detroit Titans versus GLCC. Only these three are the games that we are going to discuss today.
Yeah.
Sorry for remaining ones.
Yeah.
We will uh, we are short-handed, so we could not deep dive into those. Okay, the
All right.
first game that we are going to do tonight is Indus Thunders versus KRCC. I'll start with you. I'll give my pointers why Indus Thunders is becoming dangerous as the season at
Yeah.
the uh, at this time. Okay, I'm predicting them to win it all the way.
Already. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much on form, and how KRCC has done this season. Unfortunately, maybe that is a very safe call and a very calculated call to make as well. So yeah, Indus Thunders won the toss and elected to bowl, right? So that's like taking the bull by its horns. Not that KRCC have outperformed or outbatted anybody so far, other than Royal Honkers. That's the only thing with those 18 sixes from Tamimoni there, right? So KRCC put into bat. Not much to write about. The opening partnership didn't go well. So the fall of wickets for top three is like 5, 6, and 6. Then after that, there was a good partnership which pulled these guys out of what could have been far more disastrous batting for these guys. So which was between Abdul and Raza, 18 runs. Then Ziban and Raza put up 11 there. So other than that, nothing much to write about there. So Hemant Bharadwaj 5, Abdul 9 out of 20, Raza Ali 16 out of 35. Ziban 7 out of 9. So the big thing is like they were trying to consolidate big time Abdul and Raza. But the strike rate is a big thing there. It's like 45 each is what the strike rates were for these guys. So they literally could not get out of the woods other than Raza Ali, who got to double figures, 16 out of 35. There's nothing much. Again, all the way down, 50 runs is what they could manage, could not play out 25 overs. So 17 overs, 50 is what it was. So bowling front, so incredible bowling here, right? So tactically, how they went about it is where I was like very, very surprising when I was following this game is to see Vijay Varma opening the bowling. I mean, absolutely a gun bowler. Vijay Varma have played against these guys or played with these guys as well a couple of games. Chetan, aka Abdul Kader, opening the sharing the ball, new ball with Vijay Varma. Good, and he got Hemant Bharadwaj in the second ball itself. So then it was Vijay Varma who got another strike. Then Chetan got another strike. Then comes Panditi. Panditi comes after the power play, and they were holding Panditi for Tamimoni, is my assumption. And
I
then
agree. See,
Chetan,
I was about to say that one.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
about when you look at two top teams, you
uh-huh,
only look at their star players, right?
uh-huh,
Um, Tamim Oni on KRCC and Dinesh Pandeti on Indus Thunders. These are the two people.
yeah,
This is the matchup that entire league
yeah,
focuses on.
yeah.
Okay, and outright Dinesh Pandeti won
Oh, true.
this. Yeah,
So he started bowling the fifth over. Chetan kept going through. Then he bowled 2 overs only, right? Then they held him back. They gave him two and they held him back. And eventually, Tamim Oni walks in that Vijay Varma over. So that's the 13th over is when Zuban got out. Tamim Oni walks in. So he plays like 4 darts and then gets a single. And Tamim Oni is on strike. Panditi gets to bowl. So that's where captaincy comes into play, right? So this is, it could be hands down and all of that. It's like so easy to bowl out your star bowler up front and when the opponent star comes in. So this incredible captaincy. Then I was looking after that four, I'm having known and played against Panditi, played with Panditi as well, a couple games here and there. It's like just incredible the kind of talent this guy possesses, especially from a bowling front and the lengths he bowls. And people complaining about, oh, leather ball versus T ball game is going to spoil your leather ball game, both batting and bowling, that and this. And a lot of nonsense has been spoken over the years. But Panditi is absolute proof. Who can forget his 6 out of 6, right? So he has 6 wickets in an over. Every single ball he picked up a wicket not too long ago. That's how I started knowing Dinesh Panditi in Michigan. And Panditi getting Tamimoni out bowled after that four is like incredible there. And that's pretty much what I think you wanted to hit upon, right? The two big all rounders going against each other.
yeah. See, so one line I would like to add about Dinesh Pandeti is, he proves that cricket is about, adjusting to the
Yeah,
pitch
absolutely.
given to you.
Yeah,
Okay, and he excelled in every type of pitch that he played. Like for example,
yeah,
hard ball cricket
yeah,
and T-ball cricket, and there used to be mat ball cricket.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
Long
why
ago.
he
Okay.
picked six out
So
of
in
six.
all, yeah,
Yeah,
in all these three formats, he
yeah,
proved that he's a pure cricketer, pure bowler,
yeah.
and I'm absolutely it's treat to watch Dinesh Pandeti. At least that
True.
much I can say. And
So,
see, I wanted to add two more points before you jump to other side.
yeah,
Whenever Indus Thunders won, okay, those are the see. I always thought there are two stars in this team. They can win single-handedly. One is Dinesh Pandeti, the other is Manoj, right?
yes, Manoj
Uh,
Singh. Yeah,
okay, see, this every team comes with a plan to beat these two stars, right? You know how to adjust all that stuff. That's when you have to have that X factor in your team. That X factor for me is Chetan Dushan. And
oh
go
yeah,
back to the history, and whenever they won the cup in all the way,
Yeah.
It is the Chetan D. Chetan uh, is the one who batted well, who bowled well in all those
Yeah.
uh, um, uh, winning era. Okay, winning season. Okay, so this year and last year, if you closely observe, Chetan was not at his best. Okay,
Yeah.
but this game, I truly, so if you take out that Tamim Oni wicket from Dinesh Pandeti,
Mhm.
this is the game won by Chetan, with the bat, with the ball. That's what
Oh yeah.
I would like to
Yeah.
say. The other important thing, most confident booster to Indus Thunders is, and when you look at compare head to head with these two teams, Indus Thunders looked really weak with Ravi Ghanta, Sandeep Gopur, Rao Ghanta, Abhishek Sunkari, Naresh Sundar. So none of Srikanth Derio, none of these are in form,
Hmm.
okay, or none of these are consistent winners for their team, okay, at least this year, or at least last year and this year. But Chetan, he carried this team with the bat, and he scored 28 in 36 balls. That's awesome,
Yeah. And
Okay, sorry.
yeah, no, no problem. No, that's
Yeah.
exactly the same
And
kind of thing.
see another one who is very very important to for Indus Thunders is Rahul Shivapuje.
Hmm.
Okay, this guy, he bowls his heart out, and he's
Oh, Rahul. Yeah.
Rahul Shivapuje. Okay, and he's also not in form. And right now, if I look at this game, it sounds like he's back to his normal ways.
Yeah.
So he took 2 wickets in 3 overs, giving just 7 runs away.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a very very good sign for Indus Thunders. Chetan Dushyant and Rahul Shivapuje. These are the two persons I thought of talking about. Okay,
True. True.
sorry, and
No, no,
it's all
that's
yours.
no, no. It's all fine. Same thing. That's what I said. I think I do. I mean, I've known Indus Thunders most of these guys. I think at least I think or all of these guys on a personal front as well. The Vijay Varmas, Chetan, Panditi, Rahul, all of the played a couple games with them. It's like just the way these guys carry themselves, right? It's just the cricket which talks, and if anything, it's just that small errors which Panditi gets mad at, right? So, and Panditi once was like, I've heard him yell at one of our team members for bowling too much pace in one of those indoor cricket tournaments in T-ball indoor cricket. That's the advice which Panditi said, that you should not bowl pace in indoor cricket, right? So that was like 3 years back, and that still rings in my, between my ears. It's like that's the kind of cricket he plays, and you mentioned he can adapt to different things. And Chetan, Vijay Varma bowled well. The three wickets being the lead destructor. Great heart that day. Chetan, I keep calling him Abdul Kader, has a carbon copy action, so he picked up two, and Rahul picked up two as well. So 51 to chase for Indus Thunder. So you briefly touched upon what happened. Other than Chetan, 28 from 36 with those two fours against a tough bowling attack. Mufisur picking up two, Tamim. Mufasir and Tamim picking up one wicket along with the Onka. So, against this bowling attack, to have carried bat through and have to have won the game in 11 overs is like a great achievement for Indus Thunders. So that pretty much pushes them all the way up to the top of the table over KRCC, and with 4 games to spare as well. Incredible victory for Indus Thunders. Great team effort there.
Sorry.
Yeah, no
The
problem.
next game, we will talk about Hawks versus MCC Miles. Okay, so
Yeah.
I was thinking, though comically I predicted as a tie,
Uh-huh.
and I always thought MCC Miles will take it very easily.
Yeah,
That's how I thought.
true.
But unfortunately, that did not happen, and I see a problem here with MCC Miles. Whenever they are chasing, if Sanjay
Mhm.
Ilangovan is not playing well,
Yeah.
oh, that team is done.
Yeah, I think we can talk about different things as well. And what I've observed, and like last 2 3 years, I feel I sort of could uh, dissect what's going on in the MCC Miles batting, and not that I don't know how many of these guys are listening. We are giving pretty valuable inputs. I suppose all of our analysts have seen different games, and we have this vantage point of looking at who's in form, who's not in form. We are giving valuable inputs, and the batting orders and bowling orders as well. We are giving a lot of inputs. I don't know if people are taking it or not. We'll see. Anyways, getting to the game. Um, Hawks won the toss and elected to bat first. There's like nothing much to write about. The opening partnership did not go well. After that, only the third wicket partnership between Sai, Kiran, and Nickel, 14 runs, and then all the way down, Praveen and Shashank had that 47-run game-turning partnership, well supported by Vinay and Shashank with 15 runs as well. So these were the major partnerships there. Individual contributions: Nickel 11 out of 21, Praveen 31 out of 35, Shashank 23 out of 44, aided with 18 extras, unfortunately, from MCC Miles, gave them 112 to chase in 25 overs. Bowling front, oh boy, I just even through the game I could not tell why, but probably the other thing is like as many as 9 bowlers were used, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm thinking it was more so between that Praveen and Shashank partnership of 47 is where they ended up trying different bowlers, uh, but it's just uncalled for, and the game it was not going away as well. So to have used so many bowlers, I just it's like very mind baffling for me to have used so many bowlers. So who knows why? So, but Venkatesh with those 4 wickets was the chief contributor, along with Brahman Naidu taking off the gloves and coming in bowling to pick up 2 wickets. So they were the
Yeah,
only.
that's another
Mhm.
thing that amazed me. He took 2 wickets in 2 overs, and
Yeah,
did they stop him bowling there, or did he come at the end?
I don't know. They needed a better keeper, right? So I think that's the problem there. Yeah.
Uh,
So he's all round player. So then they have the batting to chase this down, right? So they would have, and having played against them recently as well, they do have the batting. But the big problem for me is like Brahmanaidu after that brilliant innings against Glads, right? Like 2 3 years ago in the 25th year, I believe, is when he got that big 100. Or
no, 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 it's not Brahmanaidu.
okay,
No.
okay. Okay, so there was one guy from MCC Miles. I thought it was Brahmanaidu who
No, no, no.
hit that
I'll tell you who.
century. Okay, got it. Anyways, I've
It's
seen
Rahul
Brahmanaidu.
Channa.
Right, it was
Rahul
Rahul
Channa.
Chenna. It was Rahul
Yeah.
Chenna. Okay, got it, got it. Okay, so having seen Brahmanaidu bat lower down the order, I think that role is like very well defined, suits his kind of batting, is what I saw. It's like him
He's
and
attacker. That much I
yeah,
know. He's very
exactly.
attacking batsman.
So him and Sanjay Ilangovan, when we played against them, it's like Thunderbolts played against them, it's like they used the last 6 7 overs where like Deepak Bhaskaran and these guys had to come into bowl, right? Devnath and all the pacers had to come into bowl. So they literally put them under pressure because they were the premier bowlers, and pace on. They were like so awesome. Clean hitting, Brahmanaidu especially, and even Sanjay Ilangovan was like that. So I think they clearly have to have that sort of a plan where Brahmanaidu and Sanjay Ilangovan and even Rahul Chenna for that matter are just finishing the game off. The last 7 8 overs is where they should be coming down the order, I believe. But they just keep to be they keep going up and down, and I understand it is a stiff chase to get 100. They didn't start off well there, but the opening partnership was pretty decent. Aditya and Manoj 16 runs, but after that, Sunil and Praneeth putting on those 14 was the only mentionable partnerships there. 13 from Aditya, individual contributions. That was the only double-digit score. But I mean, Sunil came down the order with that 6. He got that another double-digit score. But there's just no partnerships through the middle. It was all single digits, and they just did not recover at all. So they folded for 51, but great victory for Hawks. Hopefully, they have a big turnaround from here on. If not for the rest of this season, they can carry whatever momentum they can get, and probably be in a better league next year if the league is divided into two categories next year. So good win for Hawks. Everything to play for.
Okay, the next game and last game is going to be Detroit Titans versus GLCC, and the Detroit Titans still until this game were unbeaten. Okay, the
Yeah.
only team uh, that stood unbeaten till last week. And see, this game I was watching from in India. I was
Okay.
so I felt like Detroit Titans actually really played well. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and somehow after the first week wicket fell a little cheaply, but after that they really played well. But they played a really defensive game, very slow. Okay,
Yep.
so sometimes what are the dangers of defense over defense is, when you trying to save your wicket and play, and if that plot works, so normally you do that one thinking that your um, later the players coming after down the order, they are going to smash it all over the park, right? If
Mhm.
that plan fails, you will end up scoring very low.
True.
And but anyways, scoring 72 is a really good.
Mhm.
And but then GLCC, normally when you're chasing a low score of
Mhm.
something like 72,
Yep.
a lot of teams struggle.
Yeah.
Okay. And to my surprise, it's like whoever played, so at least 3 4 guys are played there, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, I felt like everybody is so comfortable playing these guys, and they're not even bothering about defending anything. That's how I felt.
Right. Right.
Okay. And your thoughts, I'll start
No,
with you.
that's no, exactly. It's like if you were to just look at the batting cards from both, it's like you clearly have to look only at the strike rates, and then that paints a picture which you mentioned, right? So, and I think GLCC were trying more to experiment as well, but still to get the so-called impetus into the batting is what they tried. So, yeah, the Titans won the toss and elected to bat first. After that, only 2 runs opening partnership. Satish and Prajwal, they put up 22. Prajwal and Vihar 17. Then Vihar and Praveen put up 15. So three major back-to-back partnerships there. Prajwal 19 from 43, Satish Gaba captain 11 from 33, 14 from 24. All of that is good contributions, and but beyond that is like some the lower order just did not click at all, and they ended up with only 72, as you mentioned. Um, so now Preet and Samish, right? So what can you say? They just bamboozled the middle order and lower middle order. Just no answers there, right? 3 wickets each. Incredible bowling, both these guys from the veterans of GLCC. Then Akash, Captain Akash and Viral, 2 wickets each as well. So 73 to chase. What do? They send away Tejas and Vamshi. Mr. KK comes into open, and he's in the mode. And I don't know, all 3 sixes, if I'm not wrong, were between mid wicket and cow corner, right? So,
Yeah, obviously.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and I met him at another. At a leather ball game after this is like he was all pumped up. I think the next day I met him, and I think it was his dad. He was all pumped up, very happy. He might have hurt his ankle a little bit, but KK was really happy. That's what this league is all about. End of the day, people doing well for their teams and having a smile. And yeah, good win. Tejas 26 from 14, Vamshi 26 from 11. Incredible 236 was the strike rate there. And even Prabhu, who came down with a 260 strike rate with those 2 sixes, 13 from 5.
Prabhu was awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
good
see, Prabhu and Chetan Dushyant, these are all my favorite
favorites.
players. When
Okay,
they play, when they play well, it makes me very happy.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I love
Mm.
that last name as well, Mahadevaya, right?
Yeah.
So awesome. Yeah, all credit to big thanks to those names. Anyways, yeah, good victory there. And from bowling front, Paraj, Sid, and Satish Kaba all picking up 1 wicket each. GLCC needed that, and their batting needed that without the Akash Patels and Ajit Jayasinghas, right? And even Navpreet's
Correct.
performing,
Yeah.
the others performing is again GLCC are doing in the Thunders kind of a recovery mode in terms of the batting is good for the league. We'll see. Yeah.
No, if Tejas and Prabhu, so if they bat,
Uh-huh.
and see, you have his Hemant is missing in this lineup. He didn't play
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, if you add Hemant to the list, and I'm sure GLCC will become a dangerous unit they if they can bat like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So, is
All
there
right.
anything you want to add?
No, that's it. Good victory for GLCC. As I said, the confidence boosting victory. Hopefully, a season reviving victory for them. Not that they've not been doing well; they've just been inconsistent. But this gives a lot of options going forward. If these guys can keep going up and expressing themselves, like the Kaluvitarana Jai Surya kind of batting style up front
Hmm.
attack, and the rest of them can recover whatever happens, right? So that should be good plan for GLCC. We'll see.
See, no, I don't agree that GLCC is inconsistent.
Hmm?
GLCC is competitive.
Come on.
Com-
I I fell for it. I fell for it. I'm like, "Oh, shit, I said something about GLCC."
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't call them inconsistent. That's how they play.
Uh,
They look at the teams
yeah,
and they give good competition. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
and anybody can walk into the park and beat them. Anybody can walk into the park and beaten by them.
Uh,
Okay,
I
so
think next time GLCC captain should follow this, right? He should say next game is against, this year we are ending up playing the top 5 teams again. So when you're asking for availability, you should change the opponent name. Then you might end up getting more people. Who
true, true.
knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good. With that, we will conclude tonight's show.
yeah.
Any
So
last words, Dinesh?
no, last words. I can quickly try and see if there were anything to mention. I think the big mention was like probably that victory by Dynamates against Diarrhea, having gotten them out for 18. That was a good thing.
18. Yeah, that's a good thing.
And
Yes.
yeah, then I'm even looking at the other games. I think what Legends was a good victory for Legends. Then Bulls against FCC was a good victory. FCC is a good
Mm.
team. Then MI Rangers versus Hurricanes. Hurricanes silent killers. They've been doing well. Stingers versus Spartans. We spoke briefly. Good victory for them. Then Rising Stars versus Thunderbolts. We tried to give it as much a fight as we could, but eventually fell short by a few. It was a lot closer than what the scorecard says. Then Red Devils coming back. That was good victory for them. Local boys. We expected Stars to win, but good fight. The local boys showed there. Then Guardians versus Raptors. Raptors we spoke about, so it's all good. Yeah, I think pretty much try to run through those games. So great show. I think we analyzed a lot of different things. Hopefully next week we will stick to our plan of Vijay Shanmugam going through some stats and what
Stats. Yes.
yeah
Yeah.
what teams
Yeah.
can go through. But as of now, it's like GLCC in Pool C, Detroit Bulls, Detroit Titans, Dynamates, and FCC are the top 5 there. Pool B, Glad, Stars, Hitmen, Pokris, and Legends. In Pool A, Indus Thunders, KRCC, FCC Mouse, Kent Hurricanes, and Red Devils is where things are. So yeah, so that's
Okay.
what it is. Yeah, we can conclude it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you, listeners. And we'll meet next week. Thanks a lot.
Alrighty then. Yeah. Bye.